Welcome to Season Aspect, where astrology is just a flavor, not the whole meal. I am your host, Easy Astro, and I'm glad that you decided to tune in. And like I said, we orbit around the topic of astrology, but we touch on other things too that make you you. So I'm happy that you tuned in. And today, with it being Taurus season, I have my lovely guest Jessica. So yay! I don't have sounds, but yay! I'm so happy that you are here. Like, it
Thank you for having
means
me.
a lot. Yes, especially like with this being the season of just like growth. I know Aries is like, hey, the start of spring, but it's just like fast moving. Taurus is like, you feel it, like
Right, I
you
feel
can
like
see it.
Taurus season is like the real start of spring.
Yes. So, with you being a Taurus sun, I feel like I took that time for you to share your credentials, but definitely want you to go into insight about your Taurus sun.
Yeah, I'm a Taurus sun, so definitely familiar with that. I started Taurus season this year with plenty of naps yesterday and today, so like very on brand, very stereotypical. I don't know what it is about the seasons this year, but I've just been feeling the shifts and just like very tired with the rolling tides, but I'm just taking it every day as it comes, as a true Taurus would.
Honestly, I feel you with the naps. Yesterday, I took a nap. The day before that, I took a nap. And I guess it's just like having is me being a Scorpio sun is like okay, into get into your feel it, and it's like okay, naps. Oh my gosh, they are so needed. But I feel like the Pisces, Taurus, making those easy flowing aspects to Pisces, like yeah, relax, chill, like ease
I
into a
definitely need
nap.
it. So I'm definitely in a season where I'm like, I think now that I'm older, I'm leaning more into my other star signs too. And I think it's not only because I've kind of educated myself a little bit more on the astrology aspect. Like it's always been something I've been interested in, but I think more recently I'm learning more about it. But I think as you get older too, like you just kind of become less able to avoid it, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you have to lean, like life makes you lean into those other star signs in your in your chart. So
Yeah, like I can definitely say having the a lot of planets in Scorpio, yeah, but also Cancer, and it's just like water, emotion, and air. Like my chart ruler is air sign, so it's just like
same.
logic. It's there, but we're gonna feel these feels. So I guess like getting into like the emphasis of Taurus season and wanted to start like this first segment that I titled Astro Arc, and it's just like with us being anime lovers and like that's how we met, like with anime.
Yeah.
And what is an anime character that you feel resonates with the sign of Taurus? And you don't have to limit it to just one.
So I looked up a couple and it took me a minute because honestly, I feel like a lot of the characters that are Taurus, they're either like so stereotypically Taurus to the point where I'm like, okay, like no, like I don't resonate with that person at all, or I kind of hate how stereotypically Taurus they are, or I either just didn't know the character because they were just such a side character, like not even an important side character, and I hated that for us. But after going through, I made like a little list here, and some of the cool ones that I picked off that I actually liked was Inosuke from Demon Slayer. Love that for him. I liked that Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z is actually a Taurus because he's cool. And I'm not a huge like Dragon Ball Z person, but I do remember back in the day, like growing up with the old Dragon Ball Z, and I remember just resonating with Piccolo and really liking him as a character. But I will say, like my favorite that I discovered was a Taurus and was actually surprising to me was Bakugo from My Hero.
What?
He's a Taurus, yeah. And I was like, you know what? At first, I saw him and I scrolled. I'm like, okay, he's a Taurus, but like, no, he's not. But then if you think about it, like, in all the like little ways that people don't realize until it's kind of too late, he's a Taurus. And it kind of clicks. Like everybody kind of puts that hot-headed confidence with Aries, which he's right there at the beginning of Taurus season, so he's kind of borderline. But I think there's like that subtleness to a Taurus that they kind of keep tucked away. Bakugo as a character has it on their surface, and I think that's a really nice Taurian representation.
That's what's up. Cause I'm like off rip, I wouldn't think of Bakugo being a Taurus, but I also think about the fact that getting a Taurus to the point of being mad, that is who like
That's him.
consistent. Like yeah. So yeah, okay, I feel
Yeah, he's
that.
definitely got that those bullish tendencies like are right on the surface, which in real life it takes a little bit more to bring that out of a Taurus. And I think that we definitely do get stereotyped as being like calm, cool, and collected, which we are to an extent. But at the end of the day, we're represented by a bull for a reason. And I think his bullishness actually shows too in his ambition, like that silent ambition that I feel like a lot of Taurus people have. Like every Taurus I've met, though we do come across as, chill, lazy, laid back, a lot of Taurus people that I have met, myself included, have that silent ambition where we just have these little goals that we're really working on really hard. And it can kind of make us hard on ourselves. And it can get kind of frustrating when you're not hitting those goals exactly when you want to or how you want to, or if you feel like a silent competition with somebody, but you would never really voice that because you're kind of just too chill to do something like that. And I think that's cool that his character is kind of open about that aspect.
I appreciate the perspective. Thank you so much for sharing that. Like, also, I think about, like, with Taurus being a Venus sign, and Venus is associated with cooperation, and that's something like I think of when the initial introduction to Bakugo was like he was surrounded by friends. So understanding that even though throughout the series of My Hero Academia he is Midoriya's friend, like
Yeah.
he doesn't want to admit it openly, but it's like he cares for him. So that's nice.
I think the only other ones that are that I will point out, and it's funny because they're both associated with food, which is another like stereotype, would be Meat Meat from Food Wars, love her, an aesthetic queen, and Choji from Naruto.
Yes. Okay, I have another one too. Well, I don't know if she's actually one, but I associate her with Taurus. It's Deanne from Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, really? I did
Cause
not know.
like the fact that she deals with earth magic, that's for one
Hmm.
thing, as well as it's Venusian. Her magic deals with dancing, like it's activated through a Venusian art such as dance. So I think of it as that, like her. And what was her? I can't think of her sin. What was it? It wasn't gluttony, was it? I don't want
I
to put that cliche
don't
with it,
remember. I
but
haven't seen it in so long. I don't even remember.
I
But I
don't.
do like that because she has like that gentle spirit when you first, you get to know her and you're interacting with her, but her magic is really powerful. So I do love that symbolism there.
Yes, and we've been talking about or the cliche aspect of Taurus, and I guess that leads into the next segment, which is like it's called either we're just going to figure it out either flip side or you think you know a sign, where just debunking or giving your perspective on these cliches. So let's start with that one, the association with food. People always want to like, oh, Taurus, food, like, oh yeah, food, happy. Like, what's your take with that?
Well, for me, I'm not beating the allegations. Especially like growing up with the background that I had, like being half Filipino, like food is a love language. So it's like cooking and enjoying it slow, enjoying it as a gathering, feeding other people, eating with other people. It's a love language. It's an art. Even if you're cooking for just yourself, like sometimes I'll find myself in the kitchen, even if I'm just throwing together some ramen noodles or something, like I'm adding like little tiny things to it to just bring the dish out. It's just like the little simplest things to make any meal just more enjoyable. I'm not beating allegations, and I've never met a tourist that did, as far as the food aspect goes. So I can't say much about that.
Like I can definitely say with tourist placements, y'all have some great location spots for food as well as cooking and preparing food for others. Like you said, like I remember have one friend. I went to a store and there's like just olive oils. I'm like, oh, these would be great. Like, let me get these for her. And she was just like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I don't have like the proper setup for like to present this to you. I'm like, girl, it's okay. Me on the other end, Scorpio, like it's scarcity, so it's like, hey, like we good, like no problem. I just want to present this to you. I'm happy you look like she's like, I love this, thank you. But then the next time we come back, she had like this whole spread of charcuterie boards. Like, yes, this is something to present this with, like
Nice.
cheese, all that good stuff. But yes, food recommendations, y'all be on it. Like, uh, but it's just like time, like time when it's just like another one goes into being slow. Like I understand greatly appreciating like slow and steady wins the race as well as appreciating the senses with taking time and pacing. But when I say I have a sister, like I told you, we're like, our big three is completely opposite. Taurus sun, Scorpio sun, Cancer moon, Capricorn moon, Gemini rising, Sag rising. We
That
went
is
to the
funny.
store one time. My mom was like, hey, I need y'all to get some stuff for me. I'm like, okay, cool. My mission, get all this stuff. Went over there. When I say she went up and down every single aisle, I'm like, why are you going up down aisles you don't even have to go down? Like you don't need to be on this aisle. But she was just like savoring the moment, and I'm just like, I'm not
Then I
coming back
tell
to
you,
the store
that's
with
how
you.
my mom shops. And my mom's also a Taurus. So me, my mom, and my older sister are all Taurus, and that is exactly how my mom shops. Just grazing through every single aisle, even if there's nothing that she needs in the aisle, she'll go down there and just take a look.
It's like, see, this is how I end up spending money.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like that goes into the idea of just like another one is like Taurus is being materialistic. And I feel like it can vary. Like, what is your perspective on that?
I agree. It definitely varies. I know, like for me, like there's definitely some things where I'm like, oh, like I prefer the finer option, but I feel like that can be debunked pretty easily. Like a lot of it can be dumbed down, like simplified, not dumbed down, but like with some everyday comforts, like as long as it's comforting and it feels good, it doesn't have to be extravagant or expensive. So I feel like that's like hit or miss.
See, okay. It makes me think about there's this episode of the astrology podcast with Chris Brennan, and they're doing just like this whole thing on Taurus. And some like one of the podcasts or the astrologers on there is like, yeah, Taurus, people want to say they were basic. And I'm just like, I don't see that as like basic, but that explanation you provide is like, hey, things can be simple, things can be comfortable, and it may not seem like the most extravagant thing to somebody else, but it's something that you greatly appreciate and happy that you have. Like,
Hmm.
it makes me think about like, hey, a specific place you want to go to eat. Like, I remember, and I think this is probably like the opposite end, but still having that tourist quality to it. It's just like going to a Thai restaurant and not trying anything else on the menu. Like it was my first time going, but it's like specifically, oh, I like these Thai noodles with shrimp. Like this shit is bomb. And that's when I'm like, oh, I've gone back like multiple times, and I'm like, I want this. Like
You're
it's
right. It's
cool that
good.
other stuff is on the menu, but I'm like, I like this. And it's like, you want to change it? Like I can, but am I going
But
to?
I don't want to.
Exactly.
I
So
know this one tastes good.
exactly. So that how is that with it comes to like change, like the idea of change when it comes to Taurus?
We have to want to. And it's that simple. If we don't want to, we won't. But if we want to, we're open to it. But it's like the convincing from other people. It's like, okay, you're trying to push me to change and now it's making me not want to because now I'm skeptical. Like, why are you pushing me? And now I feel rushed. But I don't know. It's like if it comes to certain thing again, like with the materialism and everything, it's hit or miss. Again, I feel like a lot of our decision making comes from the heart, like how we feel. So again, with change and again with materials, like if we feel attached to what's on the opposite end of the change, or the quite opposite, if we feel attached to what we don't want to change, then that will kind of sway our decision.
And it makes me think about like the transit that's happening right now. Uranus is in Taurus. It's been there like for 14 years, I want to say. I don't know off the top of my head. But like literally 180s changes. And how has that been from what you can remember? Like, or just like the unexpectedness when it comes to being in Taurus. If I said that right.
I'm not sure. So I think that goes back to like the beginning where I kind of mentioned as you get older, you kind of lean more into your other star signs or kind of go with the ebbs and flows. And sometimes it's not necessarily because you want to, like sometimes you have to. It's just like the way the stars move, life goes, and you kind of just gotta flow with it. I feel like I've definitely felt the change because Uranus is more generational, isn't it? So I feel a part of it, it's like, okay, am I just getting older? Like, are these the changes that I'm experiencing because I'm older? Or is like the economy and like all of this other stuff changing also because time is flowing? And it's a lot to think about because you think about, okay, you think about the changes that are happening in your life personally, and then you think about everything that's happening with you. And it's like, is it just me and how I'm experiencing things and viewing the world? Or is this all kind of like going hand in hand?
So much. Like, with life being what it's been for the past couple of weeks, yeah, for me, it's been in my sixth house of work necessities and just like tending to the day to day. And I'm just like, okay. I feel like health has been something consciously, like being more aware of that, but also like this disruption in like the day to day rhythm. Having not a goal, but having like a day to day schedule, it's like, okay, I'll have that, but it's just like you say, it goes into feeling, and it's like,
Hmm.
I don't want to do
I don't feel like
that.
doing that. So we're just
Like,
not, we're going to move that to tomorrow's to do
yeah, and
list.
it's just like, okay, well, I might push myself to do it. And I'm like, oh, this wasn't that bad. Or then it's like something I find that I'm like, oh, I really like doing this. And I find myself doing it for hours at a time. Like, literally over the weekend, I was like, I found out that I hadn't caught up with Abbott. And I spent like the whole weekend binging Abbott Elementary up until the end of season 4. So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I do have to go back into not teleworking anymore. So pushed all that till to this morning. So it's just like, okay, really, I guess that goes into like, these things, like something about not succumbing to guilty pleasures, but I think of like guilty pleasures like food. So it's like, hey, you're aware of these, but it's like, all right, I know what I need to sacrifice in order to like get this done. So for like me, like, okay, I know I gotta wake up early. I gotta prepare myself and do all this stuff, even though I don't want to truly do and move
Mm,
forward. So yeah.
yeah. Definitely get that. Just like with the whole guilty pleasure thing, like one of mine is definitely sleeping in when I can because I just don't get that luxury anymore, especially with, my kid in kindergarten now. We've got a whole routine Monday through Friday. And just last week she was on spring break. So very easily I could have slipped into the guilty pleasure of just like, snoozing and getting those extra Z's, but I did something different this time. I have had a personal goal in mind for, the book that I'm writing and have a lot of work to do. Instead of snoozing, I kept my weekly alarm on through spring break and got up early for the kids and just, worked on my book before they woke up, and it definitely paid off.
That's what's up. Like, I'm happy to like see that consistency take place. Wanting to get like, it's a not a complete shift, but segment change. Like, it's called placement perspective. So talking about the placement that you have, it's looking at Mercury, and then it's specifically being your chart ruler. So giving some astrological insight. I said we're going to orbit around it, but I know we're going to get into it at some points in times, okay? It's me. I like to talk and share information. But so Mercury, communication, how you go about sharing information, receiving information, and being in Aries, it can be loud, it can be in your face, but also Aries being innovative, the first of the zodiac, so having some creative ideas. And your 11th
Mm.
house, community, network, friendships, that is ideally what uplifts your 10th house of career and goals. So really having like thriving on mentally stimulated connections with people. Like, how do you feel? Does that give an idea for you?
It's like everything for me. So it's like right now, for example, like I can talk and chat with you because we're talking about something that is mentally stimulating, and I would much rather do this 10 times over than to small talk with some random person about the weather or like nothing. It's a lot more comfortable when like the gears are turning. But I really, as I've learned more about that placement of having, Aries and Mercury, it's like a light bulb went off as soon as I learned that about myself. And I'm like, oh, well, that's like why I'm the way that I am. So having that Aries in Mercury, but also with my rising sign of Gemini, I think that coupled together has made a lot of things click for me later in life as to revisiting the things that I actually want to do in life. I've always just been a creative. Like, it's just something that's always been in me, whether I'm doing my art, creating pins, drawing, or writing, the books or doing poetry, anything. Like, I don't think I'll ever leave that creativity behind. I don't think you could strip it from me. Like, we'll always kind of just be one. And I think that helps because ideas are always at the forefront of my mind. Like, I'm always in a daydream. I'm always thinking of something new for a new story or something that I want to draw. There's always that spark of creativity that I think I will, hopefully, knock on wood, never lose. So I am thankful for that. I would say like the flip side is Aries is a supercharged sign. it's a sensitive sign, and a lot of people don't kind of acknowledge that sensitivity that comes with Aries because they are just so emotionally charged. So it's kind of like when you're thinking, and the wheels are turning and you really, really believe in your ideas and your creativity, if other people are trying to like put you down about it or not, you know, people who you think should be on your side aren't, you can kind of take that personally and, you know, get your feelings hurt about certain stuff like that. So as a creative, like, you get sensitive about your art, like Erica Badu said.
Hey, I was literally about to say that. I'm just like that. Oh my gosh. I would say talking to my therapist, and I remember tearing up with the idea, just like, if this is a place that creatives come from and just like bearing their soul, oh my gosh, like, y'all are brave, y'all are strong. Because
It's
I'm just like,
scary.
she's just like, yeah, you can do that. Like, you can do creative drawing. And I'm just like, I'm afraid that somebody might see this. And this isn't like my best work. I know
Yeah.
this isn't. I could do better. Like, I teared up just thinking, like, that was just like, if somebody saw it, I would cry. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, artists, like, they bear their soul in their lyrics. And I'm just like, it really puts a perspective on things. Like, wow, I think of songs and just artwork. And just like, we really try to tell people, like, oh, you need to critique this or you need to change that. And it's like, really? This person probably spent days crying. You don't know what
Yeah.
it truly hits for them. But we want to say, oh, well, this could have been nice if you would have done this way. Yeah, I have so much of a different creative appreciation for you creators. So, yeah, just even doing this is just like, oh my gosh, I can't like go back like and edit everything. These are words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's where
is.
I'm at right now. Like, I'm literally in the editing trenches of the book because it comes out next month. And I just, today, like, I've been challenging myself to show up every day, posting on TikTok, talking about the book and just doing my best to market it. And even today, the draft that I had saved before posting when I posted today was just me talking about how I feel like I'm never going to be satisfied at this point. Like, the book comes out next month. I should have a bow on it and like be ready to hand it to the world. But every time I reread a portion, I'm like, how can I make this better? Someone's going to read this, and some people are going to love it. And then there's going to be people that are not going to love it. Like, it's just not going to be their cup of tea. And it's going to hurt when I see those reviews for the first time, those bad reviews for the first time. People are very opinionated on the internet and on social media. It's going to hurt. And it's not something I haven't been through before, like back when I did art full time, but this is different. I feel like the writing portion clicks more with me than the full-time artist life did. Not that I left that behind permanently, you know, I always come back to it, but I feel like once I rediscovered my love of writing, like, something just clicked, and it's like, it's not even just like my baby, like, it's like a part of me. So it's definitely scary, like, putting it out there in the world.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh. For one, also, I need to pre-order your book, so that is what I'm going to get off this thing. And we're going to go into details after that. So, like, we're going to save the best for last. But, like, sticking on to the topic of art. It gets into, like, astral playlists. You're creative, you're an artist, you're an author. But when it comes to music, what is in your playlist? Like, what do you think of when it comes to your placements?
Literally a little bit of everything.
Okay.
If I put my playlist on shuffle, you're getting everything from, like, Donna Summer could play right now, and then Summer Walker could play after, and then I don't know, Cheetah Girls from Disney Channel might come up next. Like, you just never know. I like rock music, pop music, rap, so it's just literally a little bit of everything, and that's kind of like how my chart is a little bit too. Like, I've got the Taurus sun, I'm a Pisces moon, and then the Gemini rising, so you got earth, water, and air there. So that's kind of like how my music taste works too. But I think I resonate most with female artists and, you know, songs that just kind of evoke emotion, especially when I'm, you know, writing or just trying to really stay in my creative lane and when I'm working on a project or something. So a lot of the times when I'm writing for one, it will be instrumental so that I can try to keep my mind clear. But when I'm like brainstorming or daydreaming, I love to put SZA on, like, she's my favorite. Sabrina Carpenter is another one. Probably Janae Aiko too. Yeah, and those are just 3 examples.
So, I know Janae, I think she has Pisces placements. I
I
can't
think
think
she
of.
is like a double Pisces.
Okay, so that there. I don't know Sabrina Carpenter's chart.
Pisces too.
Okay.
Which isn't surprising because, again, the Pisces moon, so like something about those girls is like clicking me.
This is a Scorpio, so that's
This
like
is Scorpio, yes. Love
that.
her.
I think she's a Pisces moon too. So you got the Pisces
Is
locked
she?
down, girl. Like, let me see. Yeah, she a Pisces moon too. So
Wow, I
yeah,
didn't know that.
like you are like
Well, that's
into
why. Like, it makes sense. It says it's also Pisces moon.
yes, and then also like all the placements that are in Pisces right now are activated, like supercharged aspects. How are you feeling with that? Because that, oh my God, it's just very intense. How is that for you?
The Pisces moon part,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So I think that's one of the things, like the first signs that I actually dove into when I was like, okay, let me pull up my chart, let me learn a little bit about myself, and let me just kind of like get out of that Taurus stereotypes and see more about myself. Because I just knew there's more to, what the box that they're putting us Tauruses in. And I love that, as you learn about your moon sign, you get to see like how you are emotionally and the things that trigger you emotionally, the way that you react to emotional things, and that like layer of yourself, it peels back a lot and it's really eye-opening. And one thing I've realized is just the porousness of Pisces placements. Not only do you feel a lot of like what you're receiving, but like you pick up little tidbits of the people that you're close to too. It's kind of hard to describe, but I feel like if I'm really attached to somebody and they're just, info dumping on me, I have to like cleanse afterwards because it's like, okay, I'm carrying like some of the stuff that you're putting on me.
Girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, so how you described that, it made me think of Sinners. Girl, that
Oh, let's talk
movie.
about it because I just saw that yesterday.
So good. Okay, like I look at the fact of it has that Pisces stellium with that all-encompassing connecting, like how you just described taking bits and pieces. That whole scene of just like Sammy playing the guitar and like having
Chill.
the
Okay, I
conjuring of
tell
like the
you, I was
past
in
and
the
future.
theater
Like
like,
I'm just
what the
like,
hell? I'm experiencing
oh
something.
my God. I'm just like, as well as just like creativity, music, spirits, like historical references. It was
Mm.
so amazing. I'm like, that man did
And
his work.
it's perfect like to represent Pisces because it's the last sign in the zodiac, and not only like being an emotional creature, like, and empathetic, like you pick up all these things from the people that you love, the people that you connect with the most, but it being the last sign, like the sun has went through all of the other signs before it got to Pisces, so it's just like all the little bits of all the other zodiac signs are just radiating around it, and Pisces being so porous, like it kind of takes, it's got a lot going on for it because it's taking little pieces from everyone else. So, and I just think that that's definitely representative of Pisces people and how they experience life.
Like navigating the waters. And that's something I tell like Pisces placements in general. Pisces as well as Virgo placements. Just like, hey, it's okay to say no. Like, it's hard to because you want to be able to help people. But also, it's like, hey, can you help me? And knowing that you, like, this is the only time that you can do this one thing ever in your life. But I would like for you to help me. You can say, no, 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 it's okay. And yeah, I feel like Saturn and Pisces, I feel like that's helped with boundaries.
A little
I don't
bit.
know, like, yeah. Not going to spoil it for people who haven't seen the movie yet, because I've talked to some people and they hadn't seen the movie, and I'm just like,
Please go see it immediately.
yes. I'm just like, okay, you go do
And
that.
even if you end up not liking it, you supported a movie with black cast, black director, black vampires. We need more of that representation. So
Being somebody from Mississippi, and I've never heard of a story that, yes, it has the history but also this fictional aspect of vampires, and then not the normal aspect, because it's just like we still need to know what the Native Americans like. Hey, sun's going down, we're out. Y'all
they
on your
did. They
own.
rode off into the sunset and they did not
They
come back, and I
do.
absolutely love that for them.
And they're just like, yo, where did they come from? Because you like get introduced to old dude just hopping down into the scene. It's like, What?
Where did he come from? Because he literally hopped down out of nowhere.
And okay, so I saw somebody say like him supposed to be representing the devil, and you know like how Lucifer dropped down like an angel falling from the sky. So I'm just like, oh, okay,
Ooh,
representing
okay.
him like a fallen angel. Hmm.
I like
So
that.
all right, that's not it. But no, that was creative. Like I said, I'm getting
Definitely
that
creative.
when
I
it
love
comes
that.
out.
I don't know if this is like a one and done type situation, but I would love to see more.
I hope not because like that is something that I was looking at. The deal that he cut for this movie is not one that people normally do. Like he stated that hey, he wants money as soon as the movie premieres at the box office, whereas normally they said that oh, after the movie premieres and makes its earnings back of what it made to spend, then the director gets funds from it. So he said like no, once the bitch start rolling, I get my funds. As well as like after 25 years, he gets the titles to the movie back.
Yes, and that's the important thing because he, and that just shows that he believes in his art. And
Yeah,
amazing for him.
like really showing that in real time, like not the premise of the movie, but you could see that taking place in the movie as well as like yeah, as in the movie, I want what's mine because 25 years it also makes me think about like yo there's like this is something that's going to destroy Hollywood, and it makes me think about the fact that Pluto is currently in Aquarius. It opposes Hollywood, and Hollywood like not opposes Hollywood but Leo is like radiance, like sometimes it's this gilded sense with Hollywood at this point. Like, hey, not everything is as it appears. But with Pluto
Mm.
going into Aquarius, Pluto is like this upsurfing, transforming, like
Mm-hmm.
things rising from the surface, being aware, as well as Aquarius being the collective. And Ryan's like, hey, this is new. After 25 years, I'm going to get this back. And literally, Pluto is going to be going through Aquarius by that point and literally going into Pisces. So that'll be something to see to play out. But it's just like seeing these little things take place where somebody's like, oh, this is a disruption of Hollywood. I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, this is a movie that he had to shop around for somebody to pick up, and then for it to make the amount of money that it made over the weekend, just going out by word of mouth, it's just like, wow. Yeah, I feel like the North Node in Pisces really is encompassed in that movie. Like, spirituality, music, arts, like, culture. All, like you said, tidbits taken here and there and putting it all there. So I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody else. We ain't gonna talk about it because yeah, people gotta go see that movie. Like that's a classic. Like I didn't
Yeah, instant
realize
classic. I will definitely be rewatching it.
I want to go watch it. Like I didn't realize that the 70 millimeter like filming like that ratio aspect that's the actual one you're supposed to, like not the actual one but it shows everything like the IMAX
Mm.
theaters and I'm just like damn I didn't want to go see that. But they said there's only like 7 theaters in the US that have like 70 millimeter film. Like they can
Oh
only showcase
wow.
it. Like I was talking to a friend, he's like, "Yeah, I saw it in New Orleans." I sent them the TikTok. He's like, "That's exactly where I would go see it." I'm just like, "Yo, that's cool." At least the closest thing to go to IMAX, because I'm not
Yeah,
driving all the way to San Francisco. It's just
right.
ridiculous. So yeah, it's wanting to get into the spotlight of what you're doing. So if you want to go into detail about your book, ma'am.
I guess I'm in editing trenches right now. I it's like full circle for me. I know I've always wanted to write, but it's just something that I didn't do. And I would tell you why I didn't do it if I knew why I didn't do it. But it's like one of those things where life is just lifing and you kind of put the things you actually want to do on the back burner. Instead, you do the things you think that you're supposed to be doing. But like, I think within the past couple of years, I've just been in a space where I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? And prioritizing the things that I want to do, especially after having kids, like you kind of need to do that for yourself. And I think I started writing poetry again sometime last year, like I want to say like January of last year or something. And that really got the wheels turning, and I'm like, this is a good way for me to like bridge the gap between what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking and like what I want to do. So the ideas started flowing to me the same way that they used to, like when I was in middle school and high school and used to write these little stories on like my notebook and wouldn't share it with anybody because this was like pre-social media. So just kind of like rediscovering what I wanted to do. I started, I got this little idea from a poem that I wrote, and that was like the very seed of the idea for The Garden of Graves, which I started this time last year when I finally was like, I am taking myself seriously. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to write the book this time. And I started it May 2024, and I finished it February of this year. So now I've just been like editing it, and just getting it ready to give to the world on May 12th when it debuts.
Girl, That's a full moon.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that is dope. Oh my gosh, I love that. The culmination and completion of your book. I love
Yeah.
that. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I'm excited for you. I can definitely say hearing you speak and talk about this process and the progress that you've made, really seeing like Saturn and Pisces, like taking the ideas and making them reality, like building the foundations and solidifying them. So that's dope. Like, I'm looking forward to this book. Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited.
Like, this has been cool. So, yes, I appreciate you for coming on here. This has been a great time. I want to keep you on routine because I need to work on mine myself. So, I'm not about to hold somebody else up off of theirs when I need to work on mine. So, thank you so much for coming on here. You honestly don't know how much it means to do this, like, and then have people wanting to support you. So, by all means, thank you. Thank you so, so
Thank you
much.
for having me.
Yes. And I will definitely have you come back on. Like, I'm trying to do this to where, like, oh yeah, cool, people can be on at different times, different topics, just to talk about different things. So if you want to come back on in May to talk about your book, we can talk about your book.
Okay.
Be a full moon in Scorpio too that day. But I just know that that is a prominent day because, yeah, be activating my Scorpio placements. So, looking forward to that. But I'm definitely looking forward to your book. I'm excited about this because seeing your post and really putting yourself out there, I feel you. Like, as a 12th house stellium, putting yourself out there, oh my gosh, it's scary.
It's
But
scary.
it just look like at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh, I like how I like how I look. I look at my stuff, and I don't know if you do, like you look at your stuff, but it's just like I like how stuff looks to me when I post it, and it's like I really could care. I just like I like the likes, but I'm like I like how I look, and I guess that's just like my Venus in my 11th house on social media. Like when I scary as shit. Like when I tell you sweating, like nervous when I post stuff. So,
Yeah, because it's you got to be perceived. It's no longer in your control when it's out there.
ooh. Ooh. That is spot on. Like, exactly that feeling of being perceived. It's like, ah, people can see me and they can
Yeah,
comment on it.
it's terrifying.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna work on that. I don't know if we're gonna get far though, but we're gonna work on it. So, like I said, thank you so much for coming on. Oh my gosh, I appreciate you coming on. This has been so much fun.
You're very
Yes,
welcome.
I'm like, if ever getting a chance to do this in person with people, I am doing.
Definitely do. I love your posts. I think you're really, really, really good at, and it's always spot on, like all of your astrology posts. So definitely keep on.
Oh my gosh, that girl. Like, I say with this, I know I said I won't get off, but it's just like, with life being what it is, like the North Node is in my 4th house and the South Node is in my 10th house. And I'm like, I can't have any control of what happens with work, but it's like, okay, I like astrology. I love sharing this information with people, but it's a hobby. Like, I can only share when I can. Like, I love to be like on top of every little thing, but it's just like, hey, I have a job. I gotta work. This,
Yeah.
if I would love for this to be my full time thing, but at this point, I really have to have it like be passionate because I don't want it to turn into a job and it's like, oh, this is not making me happy like it used to. So
Yeah.
this is something that I like to be able to talk to friends and it's just like, hey, we bounce off of like different things. We have topics, but if we go on a tangent with time permitting, we can do that. Oh my gosh, I
You're
appreciate you
good.
being on. This is good. I like this.
Yay.
Yes, let me let you go, ma'am. You have a good rest of your evening and we'll talk soon, okay?
All right. You do the same.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.